discussing something that is very close to my heart, and that is concept of being a wallflower. If you have ever felt like you are being unnoticed, or you struggle to make connections, or you go awkward in social gatherings and social situations, then maybe this video is for you. Watch till the end to understand if you are a wallflower and what are the struggles of a wallflower and how can you cope up with that. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Overthinking Wallflower, where we turn mental chaos to emotional harmony. Wallflower often refers to someone who is reserved, quiet, or shy, someone who prefers observing rather than participating in any situation, uh, someone who actually sometimes stands on the side and observe the situation happening from an external point of view, not because they don't have anything to say, but because they are deeply introspective. They they sometimes seem like they are being quiet or distant in social settings, but actually there is a lot going inside their head which not everyone can understand. Now you might be thinking, isn't that what it means to be an introvert, right? So there might be some overlap in these two personality types, but introvert recharge themselves by spending time alone. They may or may not enjoy social gatherings. Wallflower, on the other hand, might feel social gatherings little challenging because they feel awkward in them and they often overthink of their role in them. They might feel unnoticed or struggle to make their voices heard in their social gatherings, so they prefer to not participate in them. So now you might be wondering, are wallflowers naturally awkward? So not really. They might feel out of place in social situations, but they are not inherently awkward. When they are in an environment where they can observe and reflect rather than being pressured to participate or entertain, then there they shine in their own quiet way. So, very importantly, how do you make connections as a wallflower? That was a big challenge for me, especially in my workplace. I remember feeling so out of place for the longest time because I was not able to make connections out of my department. I was in a dilemma. I didn't want to change who I was, but I also didn't know how to bridge that gap with others. Over the period of time, I realized that accepting myself is the first step. I learned that forcing myself to be more outgoing was making me more anxious because I was constantly trying to be something who I was not. So, after a lot of overthinking and overanalyzing, I came to a solution, which is to focus on something that I'm really good at, and that was my work for a corporate company. And it is very important to understand that doing good work and not talking about it will not take you too far. So, for the longest time, I struggled with this problem where people didn't even know of me outside my department, of course. So, I also understand for people like me, it is not very easy to just go to people and start having small talks like what is happening to politics, how's the weather, etc. So I focused on learning and making myself better at my work every day. Once my work started getting recognized, I gained the confidence to initiate conversations with people. I began by talking about work related topics. I started finding common grounds with my colleagues. This allowed me to avoid small talks completely, which I've always dreaded. And still, I was having meaningful conversations and developing connections slowly with people. Started by trying to figure out what everyone does, what are the projects they are currently working on. That gave me a topic to discuss with them every time I met them, say in an elevator or while passing through each other or during lunch. Or key takeaway that I've learned is people appreciate feeling valued. It's human nature. So sometimes just by simply asking for an advice or uh, for a help or a favor on work related topics opened many doors for me to initiate conversation. It's all about what works for you and what makes you feel comfortable. That is how people slowly started knowing of me. They understood that I might be reserved, I might be shy, but I'm not underconfident. I know my job, I am good at my job, I know what I'm doing, and I have a lot of potential. You are someone who doesn't feel the need to be more outgoing or focus on work related connections, that is completely fine. Your work is a part of your life, it is not your whole life. So as long as you're doing good job and just maintaining a good work life balance and it is completely working out for you, then nothing better than that. Please remember, it is always about what makes you feel good, what makes you feel valuable, and what makes you content in life. Personal life, I'm quite content being on my own. I enjoy reading, learning new things, watching movies on my own. I don't feel the need to socialize constantly, but that does not mean I don't value deeper connections. Wallflowers often have complex relationship with socializing. They might prefer solitude, but that does not mean they don't want a deeper and meaningful relationship. I shared my experience with you because if you are someone who also have been struggling with a similar problem or issues in workplace, then of course you can also try these methods of socializing and making connections. But at the end of the day, please, because you overthink productively and figure out what works best for you and what makes you feel comfortable, please go ahead with that. If you're a wallflower and you want to make connections outside your workplace, consider joining certain activities like I can give you a few examples. There are multiple activities like house parties where they just talk about the art, where they are performing arts. There are multiple artists that come there and perform music, poetry, stories. There are multiple activities like swimming, dancing, whatever interests you. You can always try these activities. And if you are living in a place where it is not possible for you to physically participate in these activities, you can always search because there are multiple people conducting these activities online. If you want me to help you with any such people who are conducting these activities, please uh, comment below. I will be giving you the places. Can offer an environment which is safe and comfortable for you with like-minded people, which other social gatherings may or may not. But it's about finding the right environment where you thrive in. Hey, let's not forget there are many perks of being a wallflower. They notice things that others might miss. Their quiet observations gives them a deeper understanding of people and situations around them. Make them an incredibly empathetic and a thoughtful friend. People often come to them for advice or to just share what they are going in their life. They might not be the loudest in the room, but they often have the most to say. It all depends if they choose to say. Remember, being a wallflower is not a weakness. A unique strength that brings a depth and understanding in a world that usually values surface level interactions. So let's continue to embrace who we are, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so we continue keep growing together. See you in the next video. Bye.